I grew up in a quiet countryside town called Maple Hollow, the kind of place that barely made it on a map. We had one grocery store, a diner that served the same greasy burgers for 30 years, and about 2,000 people, who all knew each other's business. It was the late 90s, back when summers felt endless and parents didn't panic every time their kids disappeared for hours. Everyone trusted everyone. Doors stayed unlocked. Kids stayed out till sunset. And I, a restless 11-year-old, believed nothing bad could ever happen in a place like ours. That summer was one of the hottest I remember. My best friend Lila May and I practically lived on our bikes. We'd race down gravel roads past cornfields, across old bridges that rattled beneath our wheels. There wasn't much to do, so we made our own adventures, chasing fireflies, exploring abandoned barns, daring each other to peek inside empty houses at the edge of town. But one day our usual routine led us somewhere we never should have gone. The town had started building a new road, a shortcut that would connect the older neighborhoods on Cedar Avenue to the newer homes on Maple Street. Construction had been going on for months, and by mid-July most of it was finished. It wasn't open yet, the asphalt wasn't laid down. Just gravel and dirt, but to two bored kids, it looked like a perfect new place to explore. We rode halfway down the road, laughing, kicking up clouds of dust, when we spotted someone walking toward us. A man. He looked out of place, early 30s, well-dressed, calm. He smiled as soon as he saw us. I remember that smile. Friendly, too friendly. "Afternoon, girls," he said. "Having fun?" We nodded. He had a smooth, confident voice, the kind that makes you feel like you should listen. Then he told us he was a photographer, visiting from a nearby city. He said he was taking pictures of small-town life for a postcard collection. "You two," he said, pointing at us, "have the perfect faces for it." At 11, being called perfect sounded like magic. He pulled out a disposable camera and asked if he could take a few shots of us standing on the new road. "It'll show the spirit of Maple Hollow," he said. "Hard work, new beginnings, hometown pride." Lila giggled. I hesitated. But she was already posing, hand on her hip, so I followed. He took maybe 10 or 12 photos, some close, some far. He told us to smile, to look serious, to look at the sky. The whole thing took less than 5 minutes. Then he said something I'll never forget. "I'll stop by your school this fall and bring you a copy," he said. "You'll see your faces all over the county." We told him we went to Redfield Elementary. We didn't think twice. It was the only school in town. We never told him our names, and he never asked. When I told my parents that night, expecting them to be excited, their faces drained of color. My dad picked up the phone instantly and called Lila's parents. They called the police within minutes. Officers came that same night. They asked what he looked like, what he said, what kind of camera he used. I told them everything. But since he hadn't hurt us or done anything illegal, there wasn't much they could do. "He probably meant no harm," one of them said. Still, my dad locked every door that night. The next year passed quietly. The postcard guy faded into the background of childhood memories. We turned 12, then 13, older, sharper, less naive. Our parents became stricter too. They didn't let us ride past the town limits anymore. Then came spring break, the last time Lila and I would ever walk home together. It was late afternoon. We'd just grabbed sodas from Parker's Deli and were heading down Riverbend Street, a quiet road surrounded by open fields. The sky was turning orange, that perfect golden hour when everything looks peaceful. That's when the light gray van appeared. It slowed down beside us, the engine humming low. The passenger window rolled down and a woman leaned out. She had soft brown hair, friendly eyes, the kind of person you wouldn't think twice about trusting. "Hi, girls," she said. "Do you know how to get to Willow Creek Road?" We did. It was 2 turns away. I pointed down the street and told her exactly how to get there. But she didn't drive off. She smiled again, almost too wide. "I'm still a little confused," she said. "Could you hop in and show me?" Lila froze. I stepped back and shook my head. "No, we're not supposed to get in cars." Her tone changed, soft but colder now. "Oh, it's okay, girls. I know who you are." Then she said our names, both of them. Lila and Erin. My throat went dry. I hadn't told her my name. The woman smiled. "You're the girls from the postcard." The world went quiet. I felt Lila's hand grab mine tight, trembling. She leaned forward just slightly, peering past the woman's seat into the back of the van, and then her face went white. She whispered, "Erin, he's in there." I didn't need to look. I didn't need to see him. The moment she said it, my legs moved before my brain did. Lila screamed and we ran, full speed, through the ditch, across a wide-open field of tall weeds. I could hear the van door slam behind us, tires screeching, but I didn't turn around. We ran until my chest burned, and my legs felt like they would snap. Finally, we reached a house, Mrs. Gallagher's, one of our old teachers. We banged on her door until she opened it, terrified and shaking. Between gasps, we told her everything. She called the police immediately. They searched all night for a grey van, for a woman with brown hair, for a man matching the photographer's description, but they found nothing. No prints, no van, no witnesses. It was like they'd vanished into thin air. Weeks passed, but the fear didn't. I couldn't sleep without checking my window. I couldn't ride my bike alone again, and every time I saw a flash of a camera, even in a magazine or on TV, my stomach turned. Sometimes I'd wake up at night and think I heard tires on the road outside. I'd peek through my blinds and see headlights passing slow. Too slow before fading into the dark. Lila and I stopped hanging out after that. Not because we wanted to, but because neither of us wanted to talk about what happened. A few years later, my family moved away from Maple Hollow. My dad said it was for work, but I think it was because of what happened that day. We never really got closure, but about 5 years ago, I was scrolling through an online forum where people shared lost media. Someone had posted a blurry image of an old vintage postcard they'd found at a flea market. It showed 2 young girls standing on a gravel road under a bright summer sky. The caption said, "Maple Hollow, heart of the countryside." Their faces were faded, colors washed out with age. But I knew that road, and I knew those faces. They were ours. If you ever find an old postcard in a dusty box with smiling kids standing in the sun, look closer, because maybe, just maybe, those smiles were never real. And before you go to sleep tonight, remember to lock your doors, check your windows, and like and subscribe, because the next story I tell might be the one that finds you